Hello there, YouTubers. Don't mind my hair. Didn't feel like doing anything with it this morning. But so I'm gonna get right into this teaser trailer that we're seeing, and I think it's pretty cool that it's Star Wars, so it's cool. Obviously, Star Wars is pretty cool. I mean, there's a huge fan base and everything, and with EA, they're obviously gonna try to make money off of it. So they're gonna try to do their best to make the graphics look pretty awesome, and they did. And you get to see a snow speeder get blown up, and you get to see the AT-AT's foot, which is all pretty cool and all. And then with the only problem is when you actually play on Hoth, you find out that the AT-AT is on a rail. So there's two of them, and they walk in the exact same pattern all the time. In Star Wars Battlefront 2, you could have the choice of where you wanted to go in the AT-AT. The excuse me. the game only has 7 maps, so they're obviously gonna add more maps, but we all know it's gonna be DLC, and it's probably not gonna be cheap. There was so many people excited for this game to come out, but with only 7 maps for multiplayer, single player probably has less, and it does. In Star Wars Battlefront 2, you had 32 maps in single player on instant action. As far as I can tell, single player in this game only has the one survival map. And it's decent, I guess, if you don't mind it. But if we get into the space battles, there's sort of a space battle, I guess, on this planet. I mean, we get to see spaceships and all that stuff. In my opinion, I think this is a little bit cooler than doing a space battle because you're on a planet, and planets have obstacles. There's things that you got to look out for. You don't want to crash into anything, obviously. In space, it's just open space. It's a fair game for anybody trying to just shoot at you. So it pretty much comes down to who shoots you down first. I would prefer both, actually. I think it'd be really cool if they added space battles. I didn't really like space battles in Star Wars Battlefront 2 at first because it was I don't know, wasn't really it wasn't my taste. I like being a soldier. If I had my way, I'd be a foot soldier and walk around on a battlefield. That's how I always was, so I always played instant action on the ground. But for people that like to fly, I mean, we have aviation, there's all kinds of people that like to fly. Those people obviously want space battles. They don't want just one map that you fly around just above the ground because they want to go in space. They want to see the stars. It's really cool. And the other problem with this game, with the beta, is we've noticed that you can fall through the map endlessly. And that is just kind of silly because if you're just kind of running around and then you like jet jump and then you just blow through the bottom of the map, you're like, holy crap, I can't get out. I'm stuck down here. And there is good sides to this game, though. I do like the jetpacks being like a jet jump. I know in the second game you had a jetpack, which was really cool. But the jet jump, you can't use it for a really long time. I think it would be cool to add a jetpack, but for like a higher level character. The sprinting is very good for the soldiers, but for a hero, you run super slow. I mean, in Star Wars Battlefront 2, we had Force like speed or something. Like he could just run really fast across the map. On Hoth, Luke Skywalker isn't supposed to be in a Jedi outfit. He's a Jedi. He's supposed to be in his Jedi uniform. He's not supposed to have a green lightsaber. He's supposed to be in a pilot outfit. That's what it was on Hoth. And when he was in the snowspeeder, he had a partner. So we already know that in Star Wars Battlefront 3 is what I'm going to call this game, even though it's not the third one, it's a reboot. You only get one person, and that's you, to get in the snowspeeder. You can have other people in a snowspeeder, like a bunch of different snowspeeders, but in Star Wars Battlefront 2, you could actually hop in the front or the back of the snowspeeder. So there was 2 of you that could fly around in the snowspeeder. I also wish that they would add something from the prequels, because the prequels, I mean, the movies were alright. I didn't really like them that much as a kid either, because they were kind of, to me, they were slow. There wasn't a whole lot of action. So that's why you need the games. You need the games to add that action, that sense of awesome. This was what was going on while these guys were talking. But now I'm going to kind of change gears a little bit into the Need for Speed franchise, because I think this is something that they are doing very well in the Need for Speed series, because finally we get to see a very very cool looking game. We've got Forza Motorsport 6 now, and I do have it. I've played it, and I was like, I didn't really feel it. I mean, Forza Motorsport 2 had better better steering and reaction time with the controller than Forza Motorsport 6. Forza Motorsport 6 was but getting a little off topic, I don't mean to be. Let's hop back over to Need for Speed. But this new Need for Speed game, we get to see this trailer, this guy's talking about stuff, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, I mean, it's EA. We already know that EA has added a season pass to the Star Wars Battlefront Star Wars Battlefront 3 game, but there's no indication of a season pass for any other EA games currently. I know they've done them in the past, and I think they're a huge failure because of just how many people do not want a season pass. Like, they don't want to have to pay to play a game. I mean, if you've purchased the game already, I think you should be able to play the game. And with Star Wars Battlefront 3, you just can't do that. With this Need for Speed game, it's obviously going to be single player. So, my thoughts on EA making this new Need for Speed game, I think this is going to be a pretty darn good game. The graphics, which we'll see a little bit later, when I actually saw the graphics, what they were, I was blown away, because it blows the Forza Motorsport 6 out of the water, because I was looking at the trees while I was driving in Forza Motorsport 6, and they seriously just look like some kid decided that they were going to add trees into a video game, and they just kind of almost drew them on there, and then the game developers are like, oh, let's make the trees follow the vehicle, that way it looks like a whole tree. But you can tell when it does that. That's like going back in time to the Nintendo, like the Nintendo 64. Seriously? I think the pod racing game from Nintendo 64 had better graphics than Forza Motorsport 6. But this Need for Speed game is fantastic. There's so much that you can do to the cars. It's got me so excited. I think EA has finally done a very good job on another Need for Speed game. They did wait a year to release one, so I think that's where it comes in that they're coming out with a good game, because if you look back in time when they made Need for Speed Underground, I think they waited like a year before they came out with Underground, and it was a fantastic game. So they're pretty much redoing what they've done in the past, which is good, because they're coming out finally with a new Need for Speed game that's actually got customizing cars in it, finally. And I was so mad when they came out with Need for Speed Most Wanted, when they rebooted it, because they came out with no car customization whatsoever. And that was like my personal favorite Need for Speed game as a child, because it was one of the first games I beat as a child by myself. The other couple of games I beat by myself was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and Star Wars Republic Commando, which were also very fantastic games that they have a section in my heart for video games, because I've beaten them by myself as a child, so they were cool. And then this Need for Speed game that's coming out, I think is going to be awesome, because the map size is supposed to be bigger than Need for Speed Rivals, which was a pretty big map from what I've seen, because I've never played it. I never wanted to get the game. I just stopped buying Need for Speed games pretty much after Need for Speed Carbon, because of what they had done to all the Need for Speed games. They just started getting less and less customization. But EA does have their ways of coming out with things that you're just like, crap, I gotta pay for this to play it. And that would be a season pass. They've already done it to Star Wars Battlefront. So it could happen to this new Need for Speed game. It seems a little unlikely to me because it's almost out. So I think we're pretty safe to say that this Need for Speed game is a very cool looking game, and it's finally something that EA has done pretty well. So those are my thoughts and opinions about what EA is doing so far. As for that mobile game that you guys saw a little bit earlier, that mobile device game just looks silly to me. Seriously, it just looks silly. Uh, Kids don't even like to play turn-based games, so other than that, I think the Need for Speed game is going to blow pretty much every other racing game out of the water right now. The Star Wars Battlefront 3 game is going to be a pretty big letdown for most people, I think. Other than that, those are my thoughts and opinions about EA, and hope to see you all again in another video. Thank you for watching. See you later.